Hello, humans of the internet. Welcome to Azurhia Under the Hood. Um, Sorry about the delay. I was putting breakfast in my body. I've heard that you must keep feeding yourself with the food constantly, otherwise your body rebels and gets mad and stops working properly. It's stupid. Anyway, um, we are gonna hopefully finish off the deities today. We've got 5 to go. Ambani, Valana, which is mostly written, we've just got to tidy it up. Uslu, which is mostly written, we've just got to tidy it up. Savista, same again. And Slavolny. I've left Skyazine there just as a, because she's, they're kind of yin yang, so I feel like I might need them for reference to do hers. But yeah, so we're going to just try and knock these last few out, and then we can move on to a different thing. I think I've said this before, but I'm going to say it again. Chances are we will probably be adding more deities to this pantheon as we go, but this is kind of the initial, batch, as it were. Alright, so what I am going to do is just pull out someone. No, this I can use just as a reference for myself. Okay, so Ambani is the food is tribute to your body. Good morning. I guess so. It's dumb. This is why people think I'm not human, because I say stuff like that. But seriously, you keep having to feed yourself. And then a few hours later you have to do it again. It's stupid. Anyway. It's the goddess of storms and lightning. She is a hungry, violent, possessive deity who expects absolute obedience and Ambani is, that's not how you spell it. Ambani is the what am I trying to say? Is the elemental, that sounds like a hearth god mantra. What, feeding your body, constantly feeding your body and then doing it again? Is the elemental force of the storm. Like a volcano god? Well, lightning, but yeah, definitely the same kind of energy, I guess. She imbues great power into those who follow her, but this power comes at a cost, and they often end up become mad or literally burned out by the storms raging through them. As a flow and roll like dark storm clouds. Sleeves has an E in it, guys. Fun fact. Follow me for more helpful spelling hints. Bunny manifests as a large woman with skirts and sleeves that flow and roll like dark storm clouds. It's so hard to take the image in my brain and turn it into a picture. This is why so much of my writing doesn't have like physical descriptions. It's just like concepts. I always say usually manifests because these people are deities and therefore can really look like whatever they want. So these are just like chosen, preferred physical forms. People who follow Umbani seldom are chosen by her for their put her name in the sentence. Umbani are chosen. She's like one of those people who, you know, you don't choose Umbani, Umbani chooses you. She is summoned by... Again, Mist would have been an excellent candidate. She is summoned by their anger and these people are often outcasts or people who feel they have been unjustly treated. What I'm not saying is that it's not always that they have been unjustly treated, they just feel that they have been. Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Their anger, bitterness, and desire to that's not how you spell acquire. What's that thing called? Clarion call to Umbani, who will judge their strengths. With the power of the storm, once chosen, they seldom escape her. Escape? That's not right. Escape her attentions and will be compelled to serve her until they die, which they usually do. Soon, mad and consumed by... You spelt it with an interesting way. Yes, let's go with that. My fingers are not as good at spelling as my brain is. Which mad and consumed by the lightning that courses through them. Okay. Boop, boop, that's probably fine. And then devotee benefits, such as they are. Congrats, you're crazy. Divine font is absolutely harm. I don't know what storm law is, but maybe they can just always identify when a storm is coming. Interpret as you will. Okay. You act like insanity would not be something some of the players would seek out. Oh, I know they would. I know they would. It would just be funny because I also know my players, and I know that eventually they would try to yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Storm law would be things like being able to tell when a storm is coming, um, understanding where, how lightning strikes, where it's likely to strike, all that kind of shit. I also know my players well enough to know that sooner or later they would want to escape her, and that would be amusing to watch. Storms, lightning, vengeance, artifacts. I mean, I'm gonna go with a lightning conducting rod thingy. You know what I mean? Like something that just goes kapow. Like my lightning noises. I'm so good at this, you guys. Divine symbols and sigils, lightning bolts, storm clouds. Yeah. She seems very understanding. Those, yes, yes. She's like, I see you have grown as a person. You may leave and conduct your life. Not a chance, man. I see you have grown as a person. Smite. That's how it goes. I suppose you could use it as a divining rod, depending on what you were trying to divine. Not merciful. Let us be not merciful. Okay. And then here we need this thing. Nope. So I got to do a super cool thing yesterday. Do you want to hear about my super cool thing that I got to do that has absolutely nothing to do with explorers often sought out safe drinking water with divining rods? Yes, I know. I'm just not sure that that's her that would be something she would care about. I don't know. But maybe. 20. Okay. What have I not done? I have not done the pretty picture, which I'm going to do on this side because of pictures of children. Someday, if I stop having this job. Is it that one? What are you doing, Jax? Then you'll be able to watch me do Canva things, but until that such time as where did I put it? Slides. This one. Maybe I just didn't put it anywhere. yes, until we reach that point, you're just going to have to deal with me not showing you Canva. Sorry. Sorry. Alrighty. Storm should be easy to find, right? Give me a picture of a storm. Yes. Perfect. Sure. Download. Current page. Done. Download. Away we go. And that's going to go in here. Bunny. Lightning rod that acts as a solid metal mace or club. Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. Is that it's basically a staff, but it's a staff that can also call down lightning. But you have to put the pictures in here first. Eventually, it's going to yell at me that I've got too many. I've been applying for jobs, folks. Oh, look at that picture of me, man. I look like a grown-up. None of that. It's also a very old picture. I also look about 20 years younger than I am now. What am I trying to do? This. There we go. Bunny. There we go. Yeah. I should be able to go. Bunny. Should give me some storm. Some storm. Alright, let's have a look. See what we've forgotten, because there's always something. We've got a storm, we've got a scroll, we've got a thing. We've got a story. Ah, see, there's always something. The something was, I forgot to do the padding. Crom awakens. Yeah, he would have been an excellent candidate for Mbani, except that he's not mean, really. Well, I suppose he does have some vengeance stuff going on. So maybe. That would have been amusing to play out. I think he's too nice for her. Just saying. Okay, I feel like that might do the trick. Much better. There we go. Okay. That'll do. That's her. Done. 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 Alana. It's already written. We just need to move the information around, I guess. So what I'm gonna do is just do the copy pasta. Nope. Damn it. Oh, God damn it, Jax. Here we go. I'm running a game on an island ruled by a storm sorcerer. She smites people and they are encased in red fulgurite. Awesome. That's amazing. Okay, favored weapon. Fairies because it's a liminal god. Divine symbols and sigils. The moon. The lotus. I think that Tiffany drew lotuses on the picture. Wait, didn't I not have edicts? Yep, there they are. No. God. Bro. Valana is the goddess of and basically he was too squishy to pull off the mean stuff, but there was daddy issues that could have come to the fore with more RP. Yeah, also I feel like there was definitely a little bit of, what am I trying to say? Potential for vengeance-y shit as well. So, a candidate possibly would have struggled with the like meanness of it, but definitely potential there. And Barney would have seen potential, just not probably not enough of the like bitterness and desire for, you know, fucking them up. Desire for unhindered power, that stuff, not so much. So maybe we could have cultivated it. I'm actually going to change the what? Randomly. Did I do that on purpose? I don't know. This to disguise. Specifically disguise. Okay. Probably need a picture of the moon. Yep. Oh, we need to do make this a thingy. And put some padding in our content. Mm. Yeah, I think one of the problems with the way the Horde was going was it was so difficult to keep track of everybody's kind of individual stories that it became hard to feel like I was being fair. And the problem with that is it meant that I ended up not actually doing anything because I didn't want to be unfair, if that makes sense. It just got overwhelming. Just making a moon header thingy. Okay. Yeah, it just got a lot. And then obviously because I'm a person, some stories grab my imagination more than others. That's just the nature of the beast. Like obviously Kyle's Steve thing, that's right up my alley. So but also then Kyle made it easy for me, like because he actually did a lot of the work himself. So when I could just come in and do, my bits, it was easy to just kind of pick it up and run with it because he'd given me lots to pick up and run with, if that makes sense. Cool. There we go. Valana, done. Boom. Left. Yuzlu. Yuzlu is one of my favorites, I'm not going to lie. So goddess, we've got divine deity, we've got domains. Why do I keep writing domains when the heading is there? I don't know, because I'm dumb. 3 deception. Wow, fingers, come on, get your shit together. Dagger. Dagger, dagger. Dagger, dagger, dagger. Yay. Let's put our line breaks in. I keep forgetting to do that, and then I have to come back and do it. Oh god, do we have symbols? Ah, the blank mask, that's the big one, I think. Blank mask. Silver dagger. Put your line breaks in. Right. If any of you are Pratchett readers, I think of Yuzlu very much as like Tea Time A. Tea Time, Mr. Tea Time, who pronounces it Tea Time A. I feel like that character has influenced this character a lot. Okay. To be fair, I love all his characters. Like, what a freaking genius Pratchett was. Gonna just look up the word dagger and see what I get. Nothing very good is the short answer. Oh, what's that? No. That's not a dagger, that's a crystal ball, you numpty. I wanted a crystal. Wow. I looked up dagger and I got pictures of mosquitoes. That's funny. Okay. No, no good. No good. Let's look up the word thief and see if we get anything useful, although mostly they'll just be shitty stock images. How about mask? That would have been really good if there wasn't hair on it. Almost good. Sounds like food. No hair is better. Yes, indeed. Indeed. Okay, I found something that will work. It was like a blank mask with a sh over the mouth, but there was hair, and It would have worked beautifully if it didn't have the hair, but it did, and so no. Okay. That works, and then we need the cleric spells. I've forgotten what my numbers are. 7, 10, 15, 20. Okay, let's have a looky look. I forgot about that single token thing that the followers of usually will leave an item from their previous robbery at the next one. Cool. Looks right to me. Excellent. Done ski. The Vista. Ah, yes. She's basically just Mab. So, domains, artifacts. I really wanted her to be like, you know, the anti-Titania, but at the same time, not bad, you know, just different. Oh, what have I done? Yeah. Like she's everything Titania isn't, but at the same time, both sides of that coin are required, you know? Be a functioning person or a functioning society. You need hot and cold, summer and winter, balance in all things. I feel like watching me make a world tells you a lot about who I am. Like, I can appreciate the things that are not like me if they're not, you know, if they are also kind of respectful of things that are not like them. If that makes sense. Okay. Lots of yawns today. I hope that is not true about me. Some of my worlds I would never wish to visit. I mean, I don't think you need to be able to visit them, but I feel like there's probably some fundamental, like even if you make a terrible place, there will be, what am I trying to say? The shape of the story in that terrible place will still show a certain amount of kind of who you are, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense. You can make a story in a terrible place that still, speaks to justice and kindness and whatever things of that kind. If you create a terrible place, but the only way to get through the story is to overcome that terribleness, terror, I suppose, then that also says something. I just like to make a world that I would like to live in. And I think you can have horrible things and scary monsters and all that stuff without having to also have all the like shitty crap that is in our society that I don't think is necessary. All right, I'm going to look for pictures of icicles, I guess. That seems like the best. Icicles. They're all very... That one might work. All the stock pictures are like very friendly icicles, and I'm like, no, she's not friendly. I just noticed things about myself, like my gods are all... Most of my gods are elemental in nature, so most of them are like personifications of elemental forces, which I feel like says a lot about how attached to the way the icicle injury. No, thank you. I feel like that would be gross. I do not need that in my life. I lost my train of thought. Ah, yes. I feel like that speaks to my attachment to natural forces, I guess, over and the balance of that. I grew up in a very naturey environment. My dad, before he retired, was a farmer, and we went to a lot of game reserves. He was a conservationist. He is a conservationist. I was one of those farm kids who grew up running around barefoot outside all the time. The soles of my feet were like leather. Done everything right. It actually looks right, guys. That might be the first time, with one to go, that we have got it all right in the first shot. Crazy man. Alright. This one we have to write from scratch. Okay. Zavalny is also known as the Waves of Anger. She is a sea goddess and destructive. So I actually had his open so that I could kind of... Bound to happen sometime. It's just funny that we did it like, with one to go. She is the force of a stormy sea, the dangers of the deep. She downs ships, sailors into her waters. Keep and hold them there. She is feared by and respected by those who work the waters. a mirror woman with long. I'm imagining the girl from, is it The Ring? The long black hair. Long dark hair that resembles seaweed. She often appears as a half. She is the goddess of sirens and naiads who follow the old ways, tempting sailors to their doom. She is the goddess of sea monsters, krakens, the giant things that live. I actually read my first unconnectedly, it's totally connectedly. I read my first Lovecraft story the other day, like actual original Lovecraft. It wasn't a Cthulhu one, but I can see why people were keen on him. His writing is beautiful. I know that super problematic author, but the way, like the creeping horror of the story was fucking like masterfully created. Really well done. Anyway, can't imagine what made me think of that. She's the goddess of sirens and naiads who follow the old ways, tempting sailors to the doom. She's the goddess of sea monsters, krakens, the giant things that live below the surface, reaching up to pull down those who float beneath the sun. She is mostly only worshipped undersea by those resentful or might have been a good character cooking option for Crumb. Character cooking option? I'm not even sure what that means. She's mostly only worshipped undersea by those resentful or indifferent to the service dwellers. She is a deal maker. She's the sea witch in a lot of ways. I feel like that'll do for now. What is a fint, Jax? Oh, wow. Religion and fun. Okay, sorry, I'm entertaining myself here. Okay, so domains are oh wait, no. This is favorite weapon. If it's not fun for you, it won't be fun for anyone. That's true. That's true. I just every now and then something tickle. I tickle my own fancy with making the divine skill persuasion for something that is essentially a deal maker. Favorite weapon would be I'm like whip maybe. What I'm imagining is that as something falls, the last tentacle that grabs you and pulls you. That's kind of my feeling about it. Okay, symbols will be shipwrecks, seaweed, tentacles. Lassos. I mean, we're making up a system. We can give them weapon rules. That's the beautiful thing about making your own thing. Yeah, actually, I like that. We can say lasso whip. How do you spell lasso whip? Because I feel like you could make something that was. Yeah, hence the whip part. But if you could make something that kind of can be either or, then. Okay. Realistically, most of her weapons would be like not actually weapons. Wiles and cleverness more than actual weapons. A lasso whip, yeah, probably. Okay. I remember someone who had a strange attraction to catch and capture heroes. Who's that? Who was that? Are you referring to Titania? Is that what you're getting at? I feel like that's what you're getting at. I remember that thing where I said, where it became clear that the thing she was collecting wasn't, the items and the menagerie and stuff she had people going to fetch. It was the heroes themselves. And some people were real pissed off about that. And I was like, I'm not sure who you're referring to be honest. Download. Alright. Titania for the monster catching, yeah. I mean, Titania doesn't do her own dirty work, is the thing. What's this lady's name? Oh. Ah, I'm in the wrong one. That's gonna freak some people out. I'm okay with that. Tentacles freak a lot of people out, I have discovered. Alright, I think that's us. That's us. For deities, I'm pretty sure we've done all of them. At least all the current ones. Quite happy with that, to be honest. Look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. I know, it's taken weeks, right? We've been doing this for a while now. I'm just gonna go and have a look at all of them and please my heart with them. As I said, I'm sure there will be more. Like, we've only done one Darklands. What did I call it? I called it something else. Anyway, and a couple of sea ones. And there are entire communities in those places, so there would be more than one. But it's a good start. Definitely a good start. And obviously we haven't done the cleric spells, but I'm not doing those until we've gotten to figuring out how magic is going to work in the system before we get too deep into that kind of stuff. But yeah, looks good. Very pleased. What do we do next, folks? Does anyone have any particular requests for where we go from here, now that we've got the deities more or less sorted? Just casting my eyes over them to see if we've missed anything obvious. I'm not actually reading them, though. Because I've got another 25 minutes. Looking good. Looking good. I am happy. Monster Law. Monster Law. Oof, that's opening a can of worms. I did start putting, if we just go back to the actual article thing, I started actually making the Tome of Foes. Dragons. Yeah, I started going through the missions and actually pulling out which monsters I had used for the missions. But it's a bit of a tedious process because although I may actually have better missions. I'm just seeing if I have like. Oh, you know what? It's probably all in Hero Lab. Because, oh, look behind the curtain, folks. The DM side of Hero Lab. because I might, in fact, still have all the... Yeah, look at that. I do. I have all the encounters still, so we could just smash out a bunch of... Yeah, but you kind of got to start from the ground down. Like the Melixies, the ground up, I mean. The Melixies are insect fairies, so that makes perfect sense to me. That's like anything that can be, the same way that we have animal-based ancestries, anything that can be given that kind of sentience can be given the sentience. But realistically, we could just like start throwing some of those, even if it's just the things that the horde actually have encountered already. I don't think I'd actually written anything in them though. Nah, they were very, very basic, like. What I need is for people to actually draw me like the sketches they would have put in the books. That would be awesome. I mean, we can do it for 20 minutes. It won't hurt, right? Gotta do something. Tome of Foes. The trick is to figure out how we want to... I'm not going to do Cadmus because Cadmus is an individual, which is different. Alright, all good. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great time with your family. Best drug. Undead. It's also then we get into figuring out which of these things are, like, if it's IP of a particular thing or if it's a general... Yeah, like that's obviously a Pathfinder monster. Very specifically a Pathfinder monster. So do we really want to go that route? Or do we want to... See, you're asking me the big questions now. Or do we want to be making things that are original? Or at least... like Melixies make sense, but I don't know if, again, I don't know if Melixi is a... I think I also took liberties. Yeah, this is, again, it's a Pathfinder thing, right? So maybe we need to... Asking me the big questions here. Maybe we need to think about... Maybe you're right. You're right, Trent. I need to think about the like categories of monsters and how they fit in the world. I'm trying to think of the best way to do this. Maybe we actually add a whole creatures and let's just call it the bestiary because that's a great word that I love. And then we can do different kinds of things. So fae, creatures, undead, creatures. Did I ever actually put my plain stuff in here? I made my own like planes, and then Will drew me that beautiful image of it. No, don't get distracted, Jax. I was like, we could use that as a source for where the creatures come from, but let's just deal with Azurhia creatures right now. And then lycanthropes are a big thing. What are the usual categories? Beasts. Evolve. There we go. I want the bestiary. Thank you. Totally. Yeah. Yeah. It makes sense. I'm more thinking that if we get the kind of categories, then I can start working with what would exist within those categories, if that makes sense. But do you think they're going to actually give me... No. No, it's not that easy. Oh my goodness, sorry folks. I've got the sleepies today. It's so funny how daylight saving, even when you're switching to the later one, it makes you tired, right? Like it's like your body is like, what the fuck? It's like you get jet lagged. Okay, I don't care about sizes. I care about aberrations. Always fun. Is that how you spell it? Go away. You can go away. 1B, 2 R's, 1 T. Yeah, cool. Like I'm not really into angels. DLS sucks. What? 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 What are you talking about? Aquatic. Oh, yeah. And it does not help those of us who react badly to bad seasons because it means that it's dark early and that is bad for my brain. And then celestials, which are not really angels in the those dragons is its own thing, eh? Yeah, something like that. It's also not necessarily... I'm putting demons and devils together because I've never been able to quite grasp the difference, if I'm honest. I don't know why it... Oh, we found this out last time, that there wasn't a good way to rename the category. Dumb. Ah, there we go. There we go. Undead. Ethereal. Oh, elemental, definitely. Where to put it? Oh, did I put it in undead? No? Where to put elementals? Am I being dumb? Refresh, please. Did. No. Yep. Magical. devils are bound by laws, demons are more about chaos. Yeah, but like, I feel like it's just two sides of the same. Like, why, in the same way that you get some people who are lawful and some people who are chaotic. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? I don't know. I feel like they're all under the same kind of canopy. There's just okay. I feel like that covers most things. Instead of beasts, I'm going to say sure. What am I trying to say? Something like that. I need to go find my planer thingy because I feel like there would be some. Let's have a look at it. Find the relevant picture amongst my gigantic pile of Horde-related art that has been done over the years, which never ceases to blow my mind that that's a thing that people do. Plains map, that's the one we want. So this beautiful thing was made by Will, who's one of our awesome people, based on my description of how the planes work. My cat, who refused to leave earlier, is now like, I would like to leave now, please. And I'm like, you're just going to have to wait. So, material plane, ethereal Feywild, astral sea, Shadowfell. Obviously, we probably can't use Shadowfell because I'm pretty sure that's a D&D term. Not even really sure. I feel like that's just the flip side of the Feywild, if I'm honest. Elemental planes, ancients, Celestia, Iscard, Olympia. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to adjust this now because I don't really want to be taking things from. Like, I had Olympia and Iscard in there because of, D&D's Greek and Norse stuff, but I'm probably going to not have them in there because I don't want that connection with like pre-existing things to the same degree. Also, anything kind of pseudo Christian-y is not in my worlds. Thanks though. The Abyss, the Hells, Limbo, Pandemonium, Outlands, Far Realm, Beastlands, Mechanus. I'm thinking in my brain. What you're seeing is me thinking. So for the probably Shadowfell is going to go away because it's literally just the flip side, the dark side of the Feywild. Is the Astral Sea a specifically D&D thing? Yeah. Okay. So probably we're looking at the material plane and then ethereal, Feywild. It's not Feywild, it's fairy. Um, elemental planes make sense still. The divinity and the fiendish planes make sense, although we won't have, that'll be different. It'll look different, but similar. The outer planes pretty much are, need some renaming maybe. Beastlands, I think I made that up. Did I make that up? I can't remember if I made that up. I don't know. But yeah, we can definitely work with that. Because it kind of gives you like the different kinds of creatures you can encounter. So it would be, you know, the material plane are the like the beasts and the flora fauna, the undead, lycanthropes, like the things that would exist on, like come from the world, as it were, dragons, and then fae, and I guess ethereal. Then and we just take those ones away. It's just those. I feel like fairy covers a lot of ground. And then elementals are easy. Divinity would be the ancients I made up, I'm pretty sure, because that was where Orla came from. It was where they went to get to the old tree, like it's the source basically in a lot of ways. We won't call it Celestia, but essentially it would be like the plane of the gods. And then so in theory we could actually like give anything that isn't straight up a archfey would have their own little realm in the divinity planes potentially, and then the fiendish planes. We just change that to hells. We can work with that. Rename the far realm. Like as a concept, it's D&D doesn't own the concept. That concept's been around forever. I'm not sure about making us. I'm not sure about making us having its own thing. Not entirely convinced by that, but and I'm fairly certain I made up the Beastlands and the Outlands. I think. I'm sure other people have called things Beastlands, but this particular version, oh, maybe I didn't. Damn it, maybe I didn't. It certainly doesn't seem to be okay, well, my version of it is very different to that, so that's all good. Okay. Just trying to figure out if there's any, like, monster kinds we haven't covered. Chill. The Outer Plains for me, the Outlands is like the Wild West kind of, you know, the where the outlaws go, where the creatures that have been banished from everywhere else end up right on the edge of existence. How bad do you have to be to get kicked out of the Fiendish Plains? Those guys are in the Outlands. Okay, I feel like we've covered most of them anyway. That then goes there. No. Like, in fey creatures. God damn it. I adjust its advanced. Advanced? No? Okay. I just want to. Whoa. Whoa. Okay, maybe I can. Go back. Did you put it in the right place now? Yeah, that's what we want. Alien mama. What? Sometimes I don't pay attention to chat and then I go back and read it and I'm like, what are you even responding to? I don't understand. Alright, I might actually call it there because I feel like anywhere we go from here is going to be deep divey and I've got 3 minutes until I have to stop. So we might just stop in the logical spot. But I'm thrilled that we got through the deities and they are all done. And Outlander Exile, yeah, exactly. And yeah, we can maybe just roll the dice next week and see where we end up. That's how we ended up doing deities, so that seems as logical a way to do it as any. I will be back on Wednesday morning to do some game system stuff and also to do Jax is not a gamer. Last week's game was very average, so I'm hoping we're going to get something a bit more interesting this week. But we will see. As always, thanks for hanging, and wherever you are, whatever you're doing, have a beautiful time zone. Love you guys.